Yep. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, everybody, for staying until the last session. My name is Hisham Ibrahim. I'll be presenting now on behalf of the MENOC Secretariat. While the slides are being put up, I personally, I've been part of the AFBIF family for a long time, and we've picked up a couple of things that we wanted to imitate in the Middle East Network Operator Group, MENOC. One of which is the AFIX concept, where all the exchange points come together and sit in a room and hash out things. And that's one of the concepts that we've tried to make sure since the last meeting that we have all of the exchanges. So those that cannot afford to travel, we actually pay for them to come to attend the meeting. Is there next slide? Yeah, next slide. I'd like to thank Kyle and the AFIX guys as well for the survey questions that they shared with us. Like Andrew was just saying, you cannot improve something until you measure it first. And it's been very beneficial to us and very eye-opening as well. Next slide, please. I apologize for the ugly map, but if you type in Middle East in any of the search engines, you're going to get different maps of different geographical locations. Some have Egypt in them, some have Sudan, some have other Asian countries. But when we say MENOG, the Middle East Network Operator Group, we're mainly focusing on the 14 countries that you see in this map over here. And out of those 14 countries, there are 7 exchange points established now in six of these countries. You can see red bubbles where they are. There are a couple more that are either established, but they haven't yet exchanged traffic, so I haven't put them up there. The couple more that I'm mentioning are in Iran. There are a couple more that are thinking of setting up exchanges, but at the time, the ones that are actually exchanging are the ones that you see in the map here. We've had 5 exchanges respond from 5 different countries. Next slide, please. So just to give you a quick summary, the aggregate traffic that we've seen out of the 5 exchanges that responded is roughly around 110 gigabits. These start from a couple gigs at one of the exchanges and go all the way up to go from a couple gigs all the way up to 60 gigs. Sorry, the slide is wrong. But anyways, yes, from a couple megs, 2.5 gigs to 60 gigs of aggregate traffic. And in terms of number of peers, we've seen exchanges that have a minimum of 12 peers and a maximum of 45 peers. Next slide, please. So this shows, up to the right growth. They started out, the oldest is Beirut 2007, the newest is Iran 2016, Tehran. Next slide. Next slide. Yes, you can see there's a large distribution. I edited some of these slides based on the discussion that we had here. I just wanted to show there's a large distribution in terms of governing organizations, whether they're from government or for-profit or non-for-profit or industry associations, even that small geographical region that kind of have the same language and have even trade agreements and stuff. You can see a very large diversity in terms of members, only one doesn't. And next slide. Surprisingly, the one that doesn't isn't the one that does cost recovery. So there's one that actually charges but doesn't offer an SLA. Next slide. Peering models, most of them do multilateral or bilateral. There's only one that does layer 3. However, they are now reconsidering that model and thinking maybe we don't want to go down that route. Next slide. The breakdown by membership industry, all of them have ISPs, of course, but at least 3 of them have media and content providers. 3 of them have academic research networks, mobile operators. 1 has banking and financial sectors, and 1 has governmental sectors. So you can see that they are all also at different levels of reaching out to their local communities in terms of selling them the value of being at the exchange. Next slide. In terms of internet number resources, IP addresses, as you can see, some of them have IPv4 and IPv6, and some of them, are using private addressing at the time. And again, that's something that we're working with them to try to get them to change to RIPE-NCC, switch hats, they don't. And one of them actually said, I don't know what kind of IP addresses they're using. Next slide. ASNs, 2 of the 5 do not have an ASN for their exchange. Next slide. One doesn't publish statistics, everybody else does. And when we ask them, do you publish separate IPv6 statistics? All of them said no. Next slide. Yes, you can see that some of them have route servers, some of them have multiple, some of them have only one, and only one of them says, no, we don't have one. Next one. Yeah, and that's it. I'm happy to take questions if there are. Thank you.
Good timing, good timing. I especially liked when you said they're reconsidering the layer 3 peering because they didn't want to go down that route.